Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I have a newer eyeshadow palette that I want to share with you guys. So I haven't really filmed a video in a couple weeks. I've uploaded some that I filmed several weeks ago, but I haven't actually sat down to film a video in at least a couple weeks. I haven't really felt like filming. I haven't even really felt like playing with makeup, which is very odd for me. So I figured today I would sit down. I'm getting ready for work. I have the base makeup laid down, but I have a new eyeshadow palette that I want to play with. I'm talking about the new Natasha Denona Glam palette. Now, this is something that I have tried before when I first got it. Look, I'm a child when it comes to makeup. When I first got it, I tried an eye look. I was pretty down when I was playing with it, so I really didn't take it to its full capabilities. I just dabbled in a little bit, swatched some stuff. So for this video, I'm going to be creating a work-appropriate eye look because, again, I'm getting ready to go to work. I figured I would share that with you guys today. So if you haven't already seen, this is what the outside looks like. It's very typical for her other palettes like this. This is like her mid-range size. I really like this size palette because, for one, the pan sizes are manageable. They're not huge. I'm never going to go through a large pan size, so these are perfect for me. This might be what most people would call a very boring neutral palette. But if you're somebody that doesn't experiment with a lot of color, or you're looking for like an everyday, just neutral palette, this one is quite perfect for that. So again, this is what it looks like. And you notice the pans, the way they're labeled. We have things that are called center eyelid shades, outer eyelid shades, blend, smoke, lash line. I think that's a good concept, but I also feel like that could be a little bit limiting to skin tone. This is good for my skin tone as far as like the labeled shades, but this might not work for everybody's skin tone. I'm just going to be coming up with one eye look today, again, to wear to work, so it's going to have to be something that's not too like crazy sultry and like smoky looking. I want it to be professional and work appropriate, but I just wanted to share my thoughts with you guys and let you know how I feel about this palette. So if that sounds interesting to you, we're going to go ahead and jump on in. But before we do that, if you're not already subscribed to my channel and you enjoy beauty and makeup content, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you leave today. Also, ring that notification bell, that way you don't miss any of my future uploads. Let's get into this video. So right now I'm just touching up a little bit of my eye primer. I am using the Anastasia Beverly Hills eye primer. This is a really good one if you want colors to kind of pop because it is like a really light colored base. I don't know that this would work for everybody because, again, it's very light, but it serves its purpose for me and I kind of like it. So when I created the eye, actually I tried two eye looks the other day, but I kept it really, really simple. I just wanted to see what the quality was like and the payoff, which is why I didn't take any pictures or, film a video or whatever. I was just playing around. It looks like you can go one of two ways with this palette. You can either go with like more of a gray toned, if you use this kind of transition shade or crease shade here, or we can do more of a, I don't want to say camel because this blend shade's not really a camel shade, but it's a little bit warmer. So you can kind of go either way with that. I usually try to build my looks around the shimmer shades. So I'll pick out whatever shimmer shades I want to use, and I'll build my crease area, my transition, the outer corner, all that jazz around my shimmer shades. I want to use the shade Outer Eyelid, which is one of the ones down here. It's a darker, cool toned, kind of taupey shade. And then for the inner part of my lid, I want to use this really beautiful icy pink that's supposed to be for the inner eyelid, or inner corner it says, but you could, just as easily use it anywhere. You don't have to use these shadows the way that it says on the palette. Do whatever the hell you want with them. I think that inner corner, the one up here, that icy pink, would make a really beautiful, like, all-over lid shade. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with, like, my deep crease shade. So for that, I'm going to go in with the shade Smoke, which is this one right here. Let's use my BK Beauty 207 brush for that deep crease shade. Or smoke shade, I should say. I'm going to start laying it right here in, like, that socket area, because I am going to blend this shade out as well. So I posted something on my community tab just talking about, I don't know, the overall funk that I've been in here lately. I've been feeling like this for several weeks now. I don't really know like where it originated from, like where it started from. Actually, I guess it's been longer, maybe like a month. But I just started to get to the point where like nothing was interesting to me, makeup wise. Nothing. Like nothing that I was looking at is something I wanted. I didn't want to buy anything. I didn't want to play with anything. And that's how you know, like when you're in a slump, is when the things that usually make you happy, the things you usually turn to when you're feeling that way, don't even do anything for you. That's how I was feeling. So I shared that on my community tab just because sometimes it's nice to know that you're not alone in feeling that. Not for my sake per se, but just to let other people know, like if you feel like that, it's normal. A lot of people feel that way at times. And I think it's important that we normalize talking about those things instead of acting like it's some huge character flaw if you struggle or if you have a rough time mentally. Like, it happens. Happens to the best of us. Okay, I don't want to get this too crazy and out of control here because, again, I'm going to work. So I'm going to drag it forward just a little bit. Now I'm going to take that crease shade, that really like cool toned grayish brown. I'm going to take that, let's do it on a fluffier brush. And I'm going to dip into that crease shade kind of lightly, and I just want to blend out those edges. So I'm going to go like half on and half off. And just do a little blendaroo. Little blend action here. Still looking a little patchy right there, if I'm being honest. Let me try packing that crease shade on with the same brush. Like half on, half off. There we go, that's helping. Definitely. I'm going to take an even more like smaller fluffy brush to blend out the edges, just, you know, to make it look a little bit more seamless. Good old Sigma brush. It's their E36. This one is fantastic for like edge work. If you want to go around the edges and just kind of like, just blend it. So I'm dipping into that crease shade. That's that outer shade that we put on. And I'm just going to kind of like do one of these numbers. Just to get the edges. It really helps to kind of pull it all together here. I think to lighten that up just a tad, there is a really like light gray shade in here. It's called Transition. That's this one up here. It almost looks like it's just a white. It's definitely not. It does have a gray undertone to it. I'm going to go around the very edges of that just to kind of like, I don't know. I'm looking for a good blend here, okay? I'm picky. And I'm going to use that same Sigma blending brush, the E36. I'm just going to wipe it off really good first on my pants. And let's see what happens when I do that. Just kind of smooths it all out. That's nice. Ooh, I like that. I like the effect that's giving. Very nice. Alrighty then. So now let's take it a step further and deepen up this outer V. I'm going to take that shade Lash Line right there, that really dark, cool toned brown. So for this step, I want to use a more dense brush. This is the Sonia G Builder Pro, and the head on this thing is just perfect for laying down pigment, like just packing on that outer corner. So that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to be very careful because this is quite a pigmented shade, and I don't want this to be, wow, too crazy. Maybe I'll dip back and forth between Lash Line and Smoke. Let's do that instead. That definitely helps to deepen things up, huh? Run that a little bit in the crease there. I mean, so far these are blending beautifully. I would expect no less from Natasha. I'm going to try to like ever so slightly blend up a little bit. I feel like you could get out of hand with this pretty quick. All right, let's stop right there before I go too far. Before I do anything else, let's blow out that lower lash line and then we'll place the shimmer shades. So again, Lash Line is the first shade we're going to take. That's that brown that I just got done using. We're going to pack that on the lower lash line. So predictable, I know. Yeah, like the other day when I was playing with this palette, I was so just unimpressed. Not with the quality, not with the shadows at all, just with the way it was making me feel. Like, it's so weird how we go through these, I don't know, these times where we feel like that. And sometimes it seems like nothing at all, you know, sets us off or initiates that change, or, you know, I don't know if I'm making any sense. I do want to just say thank you for anybody that took the time to comment on that community post that I left. You guys are the absolute sweetest. My subscribers are the best, arguably the best, and I'm grateful for all of you. Anybody that takes the time to comment, you know, leave their thoughts, opinions, positivity, any of that stuff, I'm super grateful for. So thank you again. And, you know, just know you guys can always reach out to me as well, whether it's in my comment section, on Instagram. I think it's important that we are there for one another. You know, in an age of over-connectivity, we're really all disconnected. It's sad. Alrighty then. Let's blow that out with that crease shade, that lighter cool-toned gray, or whatever it is. Sometimes I swear I'm colorblind. Alright, let's use a little bit more of a dense brush up top here. This is the Morphe E36. It's just like a tapered pencil brush. And go back into that crease shade, because I wasn't really getting the effect I wanted from the other one. There we go. That's what we needed. Something to pack on a little bit of pigment. Okay. And go around the outside edges of that with that transition shade, that really light off grayish white. Looks like my walls. Okay, now let's get into the fun stuff. The shimmer shades. My favorite. I'm going to dip into the shade Outer Eyelid. How did you guess? This one right here. And I'm going to start packing that on with my finger on my outer eyelid. Just like this. And I must say, I have no fallout. Thank goodness. Now, when I'm doing eye looks like this where I have shimmers on my lid, I do take it up a little bit above the crease because I have really hooded eyes, and it's going to transfer up there anyway. So if it's going up there, it's going on my terms. And it's, you know, it makes sense to do that as well. Whoever said you can't put shimmer in a crease? Okay, now that I have that laid down, I'm going to dip into that really beautiful, icy, sparkly inner corner shade right here. I don't want to use it as an inner corner. I want to use it as, you know, an inner lid shade. Being a rebel. Just like that. Ooh, I kind of like that. That is a really beautiful shimmer shade. It would be really pretty on the inner corner as well, but I feel like this is where it's at. We gotta give it a bigger moment by putting it on the inner lid. At least for this look. I'm dragging it kind of a little bit over the other shade to make it mesh better. But wow. I am not mad at that at all. I usually don't highlight my brow bone, but this just kind of reminded me that I should. However, this shade's a little bit too dark to be a brow bone highlight for me. I think it'll look weird. But I think the shade Center Eyelid down here in the bottom would be perfect. Again, being a rebel. I'm going to take this Morphe M213 brush. It's a really small, looks kind of like a concealer brush, but it's perfect for inner corner highlight. It's perfect for the brow bone. That's what I'm going to use it for. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, now we need to get this shit out of my eye, first and foremost. So for inner corner, I do have another inner corner shade here. It's this really beautiful, like, icy silver. Let's just use that. I'm trying to really keep it this palette, you know, only. So taking the same brush I used for my brow bone highlight, I'm dipping into one of the inner corner shades, and we're gonna whack it right there. Ooh, that is a pretty inner corner shade. I like it. See, this is totally work appropriate, in my opinion. May not be for everybody, but it is for me. So I'm going to go ahead and repeat this on the other eye, throw on a little bit of mascara. When I come back, the look will be finished, and I'll go over my thoughts on this palette. Okay, so I added a few things after I finished the other eye. I took the ColourPop Cream Gel Eyeliner in the shade Exit. It's just a white eyeliner. And I lined my lower waterline with that just to kind of help open up my eyes a little bit more, since I am using like darker, smokier colors. I didn't want to make my eyes look closed off and small. White eyeliner helps with that, so that's what I did there. I used the Benefit Roller Lash Mascara on my lashes. This has been like my go-to. I'm obsessed with this mascara. I just love it. I love what it does to my lashes. For the lips, I took the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil. This one's in the shade Up and Down Tan. Just a really pretty nude shade. And then I went over top of that with the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb, and this one is in the shade Fussy. That's it. That is the finished look. So let's go ahead and recap what I think about this new Glam palette from Natasha Denona. Besides, you know, all of them get the fingerprints going after you use them a little bit. I don't love that about it, but it's whatever. I still love the packaging. I love how you can take the pans out of the packaging if you want to either rearrange the palette, if you want to make your own palette, you want to take some with you, whatever. I think that's a cool feature about her palettes. Talking about the color story inside, I think, again, this is the perfect neutral, like cool neutral palette if you're looking for something simple, you're looking for something a little classy, more like business professional, or even, of course, you know, for like weddings, bridal makeup. I think this is a really good palette for all of those things. Or if you're not really into color and you just need a good neutral palette, this one will certainly fit that bill. I really like the shimmers in this palette. I think that they're extremely beautiful and shiny. The one that I have on my inner part of the lid there, the one that's called Inner Corner, beautiful icy pink. I really love it. On the outer corner, again, I have the outer eyelid shade, and I feel like it's perfect for the outer eyelid because it's not too shiny, but it is a shimmer. These colors blend really seamlessly with each other. The formulas are exactly what you would expect from Natasha Denona, and I'm really glad that I picked this up. When I first saw this palette online, I'm not gonna lie, I had zero interest in grabbing this. Aside from the fact that I've been in a deep funk here lately, the color story didn't speak to me. I saw it and I was like, I yawned. I'm like, boring. Like, I don't need that. I've got plenty of neutral shades. But the more I looked at it, I realized if I was to travel, if I was to do somebody else's makeup and they're looking for just a neutral look, this could be like the perfect go-to palette for those things. Plus, I love Natasha Denona. I've got several of her other palettes that are this size, and they're my favorite of hers. So I was inclined to pick it up, and I'm glad I did. Overall, 10 out of 10. It's beautiful, it's easy to use, performs really well. I really enjoy the eye look that I came up with. Not just today, but the eye looks that I created the other day, there was nothing wrong with them. I was just in a funk and I wasn't feeling anything. But the eye looks themselves looked fine. And, you know, I would definitely recommend this if you guys are thinking about picking this up and you're kind of on the fence, you're not sure. If you're looking for a good neutral palette, I feel like you would really enjoy this. So that's going to wrap up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching the look come together and hearing my thoughts on this palette. If you picked up this palette, or if you're... I just spit. I'm so sorry. If you picked up this palette or you're considering picking it up, let me know down below. I love hearing from you guys. I love having those little conversations with you. If you do have it, I want to know your thoughts on it. So that's going to wrap up this video. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up before leaving. It helps my channel out. It lets YouTube know that people are enjoying my content, and it'll put it out there for other people to see. I'm very grateful when you guys take the time to do that. Also, if you're not already subscribed and you are enjoying my content, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It would mean the world to me. Ring that notification bell while you're at it. That way you don't miss any of my future uploads. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.